All right. Thank you for standing by, my friends. I appreciate you letting me step away a moment. We'll get back to things here. Let me see what I missed. I missed Stream Kyle. Welcome in, Stream Kyle. Pleasure to have you here. Kyle, I wanted to say, I believe you shared that Mario movie video in the Discord, and I meant to comment on it, and I kept forgetting. But I actually shared that a month ago myself. I'm glad you found it and enjoyed it. I watch a lot of that. I think it's is it who is it who makes that? I don't want to get the name wrong. I watch a lot of that guy's videos. He does a lot of stuff on like John Hughes movies and the Three Stooges, and I don't really have a tremendous interest in those things, but his videos make me interested. Hats off. That's who it was. Hats off entertainment. I didn't see it then. I refound the guy's channel recently. I watched his Jim Varney video, yeah. A couple of years ago, but never looked into the channel until recently. That actually might have been the way I found his channel too, is probably the Jim Varney video. I think I watched that, and then his stuff ended up in my, it just ends up in my feed now. And I tend to watch it if I, I don't see anything else. But no, I'm glad you saw it, and I'm glad you shared it. Alright, let me see. I think I missed a couple things here. The N64 is the sole reason a whole generation of kids need glasses. The Vaseline-smothered textures were awful. Why there's no lawsuit I will never know, Sparrow says. I was just reading what you had to say about the GameCube. Sparrow, you rail against the Nintendo 64, but I know you're just, I know in your heart you're just jealous, Sparrow, because it's got to feel, because you know that, like, if you're like me and you don't care about how well a video game performs, you're always gonna be happy. But like 10 years from now, Sparrow, when the standard is 24K and 6,000 frames a second, you're gonna look back at Twilight Princess on the Wii U and you're gonna find it unplayable. And I'm still gonna be enjoying my Nintendo 64 games like not a day has passed. There's a great freedom in not caring about your video game's performance. And I really hope someday you can join me in this place. That's not really what it's about, though. I love the Estes in Genesis. We talked the other night. About potentially exploring retro PC games on the stream, and intentionally running them all in the absolute lowest setting. If I do ever embark on that quest, is that gonna drive you crazy? Because they'll make N64 games look good. Marius, welcome in. Thank you for dropping in and keeping us company for a while. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. What if you had a redeem where you start at the highest settings and people can make it go lower and lower until it's just unbearable? I kind of like that idea, Key, but that presumes I'm gonna have a computer capable of running anything at the highest settings. Highest settings for Frownie's computer and then go lower. Is there anything lower? But is there anything lower than the highest settings for Frownie's computer? It's a far off dream. I thought it'd be funny though to try and find a working computer from like the year 2000 and yeah, play retro PCs on it, play retro PC games on it, but only play them in the lowest settings. I think the hype over the N64 is blown out of proportion, Sparrow says. PlayStation ran rings around it in so many ways. It was a bit late to the party in Australia, too. It was a severely underpowered system that used storage-limited cartridges at a time we had CD-quality audio and graphics that were sharp, decent FPS, and had a draw distance that didn't require fog in every game to be even slightly credible. I feel like in some ways you're overestimating the PlayStation's capabilities. It did a lot of things better than the Nintendo 64, particularly in regard to non-playable aspects of the games. You know, like the cutscenes and the music. But so far as the actual gameplay portions of games on both platforms, I don't know. I don't know that the PlayStation does as much more as you think it does. You have to play Wipeout in 64 to see how dreadful that machine is. You'll never convince me, Sparrow. I get it. You don't like the N64, Dynamite says. I've played a few PlayStation 1 games. Playtime's over. Prepare to meet your doom. No, I'm not ready. And you can forget about Captain Mac. No, I didn't think this was the boss battle. I didn't know I solved the puzzle. I'm not ready for this. This guy is impressive. Wave Race 64 looks and plays better than any PlayStation 1 racing game, Dynamite says. Nice. I didn't actually see how much damage that spell I used did. I need to pay more attention. The Spyro I recommend and Gran Turismo, just to help Dynamite see the light. Pazuzu sure is his name, it sure is. Sky attack. Alright, that's pretty strong. I'm kind of scared to play Spyro now, Sparrow. Since you have such strong anti-Nintendo 64 feelings. What if I play Spyro and I don't like it? What if I think it's worse than all the N64 platformers that I love? I mean, I'll probably think it's worse. No, I said it can't be worse than DK64. I said what if it was worse than all the ones that I love? Not what if it's worse than all of them. I'm pretty sure the cards are stacked against it in a few ways going in. So like, you know, I'm probably not gonna love it in the same way that I do love, you know, like Banjo-Kazooie. But I don't know. I don't want to break your heart. Have you seen Joel Haver's video where he pretends to be Lanky Kong listening to the DK rap for the first time? I can't say I've seen that. I don't think I know who Joel Haver is. Critical hit. Multiple critical hits. Why am I using the claw instead of my new sword? Why am I using a weaker weapon? Not at all, Frownie. I'm sure my opinions on the N64 aren't exactly to your liking either. It's okay to have differing opinions. It certainly is. I don't take any offense to your dislike of the N64, Sparrow. You have nothing to worry about there. I was just merely attempting to banter with you a bit. I think I'll link it in the Discord. Joel has some funny videos. Right on, Kyle. I appreciate that. I definitely give it a look. If if you say DK rap, then I'm there. I'm there for it. As much as I may not be a tremendous fan of I think the sword is actually weaker than the claw, from what I'm kind of seeing here. Uh-oh. Oh, as much as my feelings toward DK64 may not be the strongest, the DK rap has been, is now, and will always be a masterpiece. Uh, the battlefields. I've cleared out every battlefield that I've come across. Pantoma. I'm trying to be very thorough and do everything. I tend to try to take a really thorough approach to all the games that I play. I don't always find everything and do everything, but I try real hard to do all the things. I haven't been... So, when he does that Psychic Shield, I think that means don't attack with magic. I haven't been paying close attention, but then it said the shield is down, I think, so... I think that's how this is supposed to work, yeah. So now the shield's up, don't use magic. When it goes down, I can use magic. Kind of cool. Forces you to pay a little bit more attention than a lot of the other parts. N64 THQ wrestling games are to this day the zenith of wrestling games, Dynamite says. I have very limited experience. I've only played... I've only played one of the very first of the wrestling games at a friend's house when I was in middle school, and we had a lot of fun with it. But I don't know a whole lot about wrestling in general, and haven't played much of the games. But I will say that even someone who knows nothing about wrestling was able to pick up one of those games and have such a good time with it that I remember it to this day as being a really good time. Like that certainly speaks well of it. Have you played Illusion of Gaia or Chrono Trigger? I have not. Phantoma. I would definitely be willing to check both of those out at some point. Chrono Trigger, I know I own. Illusion of Gaia, I'm not sure if I have a copy or not. I might not have that one. I play almost exclusively on real physical hardware. So that's why I like whether or not I own a game is kind of a factor into whether or not I'll play it. I mean, I will emulate something sometimes if that's the way I have to do it, but I try to prioritize things that I physically own. For the most part. To give it some praise, GoldenEye was the introduction to multiplayer first-person shooter games to a whole generation, and is arguably the killer app that would make any PlayStation gamer at the time have respect. No, the shield was up. I thought I miscalculated. I thought the shield was down. Alright, we can survive this. Now the shield is down. Please don't kill me. Thank goodness. No. We're in a dire situation, my friends. Victory! Hey! That's great. Oh, that was close, but we did it. And we get a new crystal, and whatever's in this chest. Thank you for the trophies. Chrono Trigger's a problem in the physically owned category. Game sells like hotcakes at a hotcake convention. Yeah, that I know that one's crazy expensive. I actually don't have it for the Super NES. I have it on the PlayStation. It's it's a disc with two. It's got Chrono Trigger and one of the Final Fantasies on it. So that would be the version that I'll be playing someday. Sky Coin. Okay, that's gonna open up the focus tower for us a bit. So that makes us kind of done with this dungeon. I'm gonna save. I think there are still enemies and chests that I haven't gotten though, so we do need to look around a bit on our way out yet. Particularly down in the lower parts of the dungeon, there's at least a few enemies I think I didn't get to yet. PlayStation 1 is the worst D-pad ever, Dynamite says. I haven't had to, I put brakes in the spaces between directions. Well, Nintendo patented their design for the D-pad on the NES, so every other D-pad has to be made differently. That's why, like, Sega and Sony's D-pads are the way they are, not because they're the way they preferred them to be, but because they weren't legally able to copy Nintendo's D-pad design. I haven't had to use the D-pad a whole lot on the PlayStation. I don't think. I've only played a handful of PlayStation games. We've done Silent Hill, Pac-Man World, E.T. Interplanetary Mission, C, The Contra Adventure, Bushido Blade, Powerpuff Girls Chemical Extraction, Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. I think it's less than 10 games that we've done on the PlayStation. Which makes it less than 10 games that I've ever played on the PlayStation. Because I haven't really played any off-stream. Except for a little bit of dabbling with friends, like, here and there, once upon a time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really, like, I prefer a D-pad that is a, yeah, to your point, to the Sony pad being half below the surface of the controller. Yeah, I do prefer a D-pad that doesn't feel like 4 individual buttons. You know, like using the buttons on the Joy-Cons for a D-pad. Never. Are we talking about bad controls? I'm bringing up the N64 joystick and the Game Boy Advance shoulder buttons and the DS shoulder buttons too. You know what? All the Nintendo handheld shoulder buttons. Yeah, the Nintendo 64 joystick gets a pass for being the first, though. That's the one that made the thumbstick a thing. The shoulder buttons, not really defensible, but what are you gonna do? It's a handheld. Fix them, that's what I'm gonna do, Tuesday says. You giving shoulder buttons the cold shoulder, Cows asks. Fatal. I really wasn't paying attention. We're alright, though. You like the Microsoft design the best? I like, yeah, I like the layout of the I like the offset thumbsticks. I don't like how on the PlayStation controller, the thumbsticks are both, like, down at the bottom of the controller. That makes the left thumbstick is odd for me in that position. I like the way that, like, the GameCube controller or the Microsoft controller does it is fine. Overall, that was a pretty exciting era for gaming, especially compared to today, where it's all just overpowered gaming PCs in console form. Underpowered gaming PCs. CJ, welcome in. How's Mystic Quest treating me? Pretty well. I just defeated Pazuzu in the Wind Temple, and I'm making my way out. I missed a couple enemies and maybe a couple chests on the way up to the boss. So I'm making my way out kind of carefully. I want to make sure I don't skip anything So I'm double checking for enemies I missed on my way out. I know I missed something down here. Over here on the left. See, there's a chest and a wall. And there's even a whole guy up here with a bunch of chests. So I need to figure out how to get over there. I kind of accidentally started the boss fight while I was thinking about getting over there. Sega Saturn for the win. Only legit console 6-button controller ever made, Dynamite says. I've never interacted with a Saturn. When you finish Mystic Quest, do you plan to re-explore it again for a second full playthrough, or will you be done? I'll probably be done with it, CJ. It doesn't feel to me like a game that I'm going to get much out of playing multiple times, so I'll probably be finished with it after the one playthrough. Yeah, you can share with me some things about it when I beat it. For sure, because I probably won't be coming back to it. I mean, I may replay it someday, but it'd be way further. Yeah, it would be way down the line. So far, it wouldn't matter. Might be a way to get down on the left. This is probably... I think this is it. One console that also has me wondering is the Atari Jaguar. Bizarre design decisions meant that most devs literally couldn't be bothered to use it to its full capabilities. So what might still lurk beneath those dual DSPs that we're yet to see, if ever? I always kind of go on high alert whenever I see a controller with a number pad on it. My suspicion alarms begin to sound. Hey, here we are. Look at this guy hiding behind that wall, tucked away with his treasures. He thought he was safe. He thought he was safe, but you're never safe from Agent Frownie. There's no treasure I won't claim. Someone made an RPG Maker fan-made remake of this. It was brilliantly well done. Sadly, the guy tried to make money off it, and Squaresoft caught on. That's a shame. Tempest 2000 for Jaguar is awesome. Heck of a soundtrack. I think that's it. I think we got everything else. So we can head out and on to the next whatever. Like my brother always says, is this live coverage? I think Jeff Minter was behind Tempest 2000. That's the guy who made Attack of the Mutant Camels, which was one of the first games I ever played on C64, Sparrow says. I don't think that I realized that Attack of the Mutant Camels is a Star Wars game until well after I played it. I don't remember that coming up. Never really had the opportunity to fiddle with the Saturn or the Jaguar. Yeah, I've never interacted with them. I think I remember seeing a display for the Saturn in like a, like a tech store when it was new or coming out. The Saturn had the game Knights on it, I believe. I think I remember seeing that in the store when I was a kid and thinking, wow, that looks really cool. And then I never heard of the Saturn again for years and years. Heard it has tons of shoot-'em-ups. Yeah, it's a Star Wars game in disguise. Yeah, I don't think I realized that actually playing the game. The Mobius crest is buried in Spencer's place. If we had it, we could reach the ship dock from here. Oh. I see. I don't really see. Oh, I see. That's this. This is like a Mobius strip. I thought it was a peanut. Well, it should be an 8 if it's a Mobius strip, right? I don't know. It's great when the wind calms like this. Jaguar and 3DO, a very strange time in gaming, and what a waste. It's like the tech arrived, but we really weren't sure what to do with it, Sparrow says. You did it! At last the world's saved! Hey, victory. Except, I'm sure there's more to do. Sure, I need to talk to that guy, but we'll talk to her first, but she doesn't really have anything to say. We still have Captain Mac to worry about. Spencer said you'd help. Ruben, are you okay? Yeah, and guess what I found when I fell? A stairway to the top of the focus tower. Stairway? I've got it. If we refill the dry lake, we can save Captain Mac. How? Go to Spencer's tunnel, set a bomb there, and the water from the upper lake will spill into the dry lake. But Spencer's tunnel is caved in. There is one way. With the power the Rainbow Road Machine, if you power the Rainbow Road Machine with Thunder Rock, you can reach Spencer's place. Dad will know about this. Kaylee, would you take care of Norma? Ruben and I Know the focus tower well, so we'll be back from Fireberg in no time. Of course. Alright. It's me and Ruben again. Friends to the end. Frownie, has anyone double dipped back to back with the hot sauce redeem before? I mean, it has a cooldown timer, but you know, yeah. Some people really like it, and they'll hang out, you know, and redeem it every time it becomes available during the stream. And you know, that's fine if people want to do that. My evil plans have been foiled. Most of the redemptions have a cooldown timer, and a fairly lengthy one. I like the channel point. I like the channel point things, but I think it's good to not have them disrupt the game too frequently. I don't blame you for the cooldown, I can relate. I know you can kind of warp around from place to place if you know, like, where the warp pads are and where they lead, but I don't. I'm just gonna walk on the overworld. Be careful when you use a mega grenade. I don't actually know where Ruben's dad lives. It's not a big town, though. We'll find him. Ruben's house. Here we go. You can't let a monster get the best of you. Arion, you ever heard of Thunder Rock? Of course. Wait a second. Here, take it. Receive Thunder Rock. Oh, well, that was easy enough. Okay, knock him out. We didn't even have to go on a quest for it or anything. I did have to eat two of the wheels items back to back just a moment ago. Or, well, you know, like an hour or so ago, because I spun the wheel and then I picked up the wrong sauce. I ate the wrong thing, so I had to have a second thing to make it right. Oh, where am I going? That's more like it. Alright, got your Thunder Rock. Found some Thunder Rock, huh? Power up completed. Now you can go to Spencer's place. Ruben, keep your eyes on the rope bridge. And say hello to Arian. Well, we're not going back there. Please help my dad. Thank you. Oh, cool. That looks really ugly on the map. Doesn't... Oh. Let's blow that area up with a mega grenade. Oh, wow. We did it. Let's tell Kaylee. First... we're gonna have a look around. What? I can't use a bomb in here. This seems to be something you have to come to from the other direction. Hey Angelus, welcome back. Thank you for the raid, my friend. How did your stream go? I don't know if you said what you were going to be playing. Can I ask what you played tonight? I don't know if it actually came up before. Or perhaps the game has just scrambled my brain a little bit and I forgot. Playing Iron Angel of the Apocalypse, first-person shooter for the 3DO. We were talking just a little bit about the 3DO. How did that go? Thanks to you, the lake is as beautiful as ever. It worked. The ship is afloat. Thanks. I'll head there now. But the ship's full of monsters. Let us go first. Give this Captain Cap to Dad when you find him. Then he'll know I'm coming. Received, Captain Cap. Please help my dad. How did we know the ship was full of monsters? All right, Frownie. Good night. Good night, Dynamite. Thank you for being with us. I hope that you sleep well. Have a great tomorrow. There may or may not be a stream tomorrow. The stream is in question. I've got a lot of stuff to do, and I may not be able to make one happen. I will announce in the Discord if we're going to have a stream. Sometime tomorrow evening, or more likely tomorrow night. I would say if you have other plans, don't cancel them. But if I don't see you, I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you again. Angela said it went pretty good. I think I was playing the Japanese version of the game. At least it had subtitles, though, so I could understand what was going on. I'd say that's pretty vital. You want a game to be in a language you understand, right? Never played the game before. Don't really know if it came out in America. Fair enough. We haven't been to an inn for a while. Let's have a quick sort of just in case rest and go ahead and save. There we go. I don't feel like I'm doing anything correctly at the moment. I love the music here in this part. We can't go down there. We did. I defeated Pazuzu in the Wind Tower. And now I'm trying to get to a ship on the overworld. I'm just not entirely sure how to get there. But it's alright. I don't think it'll take that long to puzzle out. I'm just overlooking something simple or some such thing. I'm sure. Said something about be careful on the rope bridge, so that might be where I have to go back to. Nope, the rope bridge is not an option. Forest is, though. This song I like less. The song is like, the song has a melancholy quality to it. I don't like listening to this song. It makes me feel sad inside. What am I doing wrong? How do I get... That's interesting because to me it's kind of quietly hopeful, this song. I don't know, could I put that spin on it? I don't think so. Maybe things aren't great now, but they're looking up. Has Captain Mac come back? You know what? Yeah, I'll buy some seeds. I'll buy a couple. I don't know what connects. I don't know what connects to that place over there. Need to find a cave that lines up with that cave. So we'll just we'll check all the caves. Talk to Otto one more time just in case. Thanks to you, the lake is as beautiful as ever. Please help my dad. I feel silly because things were moving along so smoothly. There we go. Progress has returned. I forget you can walk around in the water. You may recall I said something about one of the prime difficulties of the game being my inability to remember my character's abilities. Hey, we got the peanut! Victory! Hey, we have a raid coming in too. Nice timing. Hey, Rocket Sauna, thank you for the raid. Welcome in and welcome to your friends. Welcome to Mystic Quest on the Super Nintendo. First playthrough. Going through blind, but pretty far along. We're actually, I think, gearing up to head toward the end game pretty soon. But it's been a good time. What were you up to tonight? You were playing Zelda 2? Were you playing vanilla Zelda 2? Were you doing a randomizer? Is it a first playthrough? Please fill us in. I really like Zelda 2. How do you play? Welcome in. Good to have you back with us again. Thank you for coming along. And I hope you are doing well. Thank you for the GG, Angelus. This is one I've wanted to play. I've never completed a Final Fantasy. I've never completed a real Final Fantasy game. I completed Final Fantasy Adventure on the Game Boy, but that's a mana game. They just retitled it for the West, so that one doesn't count. This one here, this would be the first Final Fantasy game I've completed, because this is Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Like, it does have the, well, I mean, Final Fantasy Adventure as the title, but this was made to be a Final Fantasy game. So this will be my first one. It's fun. It's very simple and straightforward for the most part. Like, don't go into it expecting like a lot of challenge or to have to use your mind very much. A lot of the game is like turn off the brain and just press the attack button over and over again, or the action button. But I still like it. It's got cool stuff to see. It's got really good music. Sometimes the writing makes me laugh. It's got a blunt simplicity that lends it a lot of charm. It's good. Uh, Vanilla Zelda 2, casual playthrough. Did the Shadow Link fight legit? Hats off to you. So you beat it tonight then. GG, Rocket Sonnet. That is a hard game. I've only played through it. I've only played through it once, and boy, that game gets rough. But I really like it. I really like Zelda 2. I like the combat in it. How like you can kind of like it has a rhythm to it that's really satisfying when you're pulling it off well. And I like how the world is like kind of threatening and ominous. I have not done Zelda 2 on the stream, Sparrow. No, I beat it off stream several years ago. It's a fun game, childhood favorite. I'm a little bit later to the party on it. But I'm really glad you had a good time with it, and I really admire beating Shadow Link without cheesing him. I've only watched one person ever do that. It was another streamer, and she beat him legit. She didn't know there was a cheese, so she kind of had to beat him legitimate, and it was really fun to watch. I always love this because it lets you put your teammates on AI. It's horrible. It's a horrible idea, but fun. Yeah, I've been keeping my partner on manual. I have accidentally turned the auto partner on from time to time. But yeah, I'm grappling control away from the game on that one. So this activates the peanut. We can now travel through the peanut whenever we want to. That's great. I know there's a lot of places where we've seen that. I just don't remember where any of them are. I think there's one in like the basement here in town though. We just cleared a dungeon earlier tonight in this game, and we're sort of trying to find our way to the next like big piece of the game. I was wandering aimlessly for a few minutes right before you came in because I forgot that you can walk through water. So I was kind of wandering all around the map pointlessly for a bit there, but we're back on track now. I know what I'm looking for now. Yeah, there we go. Oh no! This isn't where I wanted to go at all. This is how we were supposed to get back over here, though. I took the long way around. I had to go. I went over there. That's another town. That's a completely other town on the opposite side of the map. I walked over there the long way. I was supposed to find that peanut before I went over there. Right? No, that wouldn't be possible. Never mind. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, is there a peanut in your basement too? There is. Alright, here we go. Great. I see. I ruined that forest for nothing, but it grows back pretty quickly. Key says time for me to finally sleep. Good night, y'all. Good night, Key. Thank you for being here. I've really appreciated having you drop by. I hope you have a wonderful sleep and a fantastic tomorrow. I think we've got time to clear out this ship tonight. I think the ship might be the last thing we do for the night. I do need to sort of lean toward wrapping the stream up a little bit early because I've got some early morning obligations tomorrow. But I think we've got enough time, for another little dungeon area, which is what this ship seems to be. So let's make it happen. Love being here. See you next time. Sleep well when you do, guys. Thank you, Key. Confusion. I'm heading to bed. Zelda 2 took too long. Right on, Rocket Sana. Thank you again for the raid. GG to you again for the Zelda 2 victory. Very impressive. I hope that you sleep well, and hopefully we'll get to see you again real soon. This fight turned out to be tougher than I thought it was going to be. A lot of the same kinds of enemies that were just in the dungeon that we've just finished. One thing I forgot to mention about the game I was playing, I got to level 8. Game told me you won't be able to progress until you found something on level 7. Problem is, I went through the entire level using the auto map, unless I was supposed to click some specific wall or something like that. The item they wanted me to find had been left out of the game, so I managed to get to level 9 and then found myself in an unwinnable scenario. That's such great game design. Oh my. That sounds rough, Angelus. It was, at the first part of that, it was beginning to sound almost like it was going to be a Ghosts and Goblins kind of thing, where it told you to go back and find an item in, like, the beginning of the game. Which, of course, I would have just said is awesome, because I love that kind of nonsense. I didn't notice Ruben was poisoned before. Well, he may not have been. Level up! I'm overflowing with strength. There are a lot of stairwells. There are a lot of stairwells on this ship. Frownie, I do wonder if you're yet to hear the amazing music for Ghosts and Goblins or C64. We did that game one night, Sparrow. I have heard that. We played a little bit of Ghosts and Goblins. Sadly, it's been several weeks though, so I don't remember what it sounds like now. As a kid, it scared me a bit, but I love it now. I leave your stream on sometimes when I fall asleep, StatCat says, and I can tell you I go on some wild raid adventures. Yeah, I leave the... So I usually switch to mobile when we raid out, which is sometimes why I don't do a raid if I'm having trouble with my tablet. Primarily if I forget to charge it during the stream, then it's dead after the stream, and I can't watch anything on it. So when I switch to mobile, I don't go on that same raid adventure, but sometimes I do pull the stream up on my laptop instead, and I just leave it up all night, and then when I come back to the computer the next day, I'll be some random weird part of Twitch I've never seen before, and sometimes I'll have like a couple gift subs to channels I've never watched, just because of the raid chain. I've posted in the music session so we can appreciate it in isolation. Thank you, Sparrow. Yeah, I'm sure I had something to say about it at the time, or at least thought about it, but now it's been a couple weeks, so it doesn't. Yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't stick with me very well, unfortunately. I can't hear it in my mind's ear. It's something I wouldn't dare to remix. Much like the music on Journey to Silius, it's just perfect already. Some things are like that. Sometimes there's just no way to improve something, right? Ghosts and Goblins on C64. The problem about that, the problem with that game, for me, is there are no continues. That's a bit too brutal. If it were like the NES game and it had unlimited continues, even if it had like 3 continues, well, I probably wouldn't be able to beat it if it only had 3 continues, but I would have liked to play a lot more of it. But it's a bit too demanding for me. I think I made it up to the boss of stage 2, but I couldn't actually make it to stage 3 on the C64. I really wanted to. That was my that became my goal while we were playing it, but I couldn't reach that goal. I kept having to redo stage 1 and I wasn't becoming much better at it. Remix can just mean different, like a demake, or just taking a completely different path. Fair. No, don't heal. Usually when you get your party member back, they have mysteriously leveled up, and you have to catch up with them. Yeah, it does that quite a bit. I like that it does that. They should level up when they're off camera. When they're out in the world, if they're out in the world having adventures of their own, then it would make sense that they leveled up while they were away. So, like, I think that's a really good thing. But yeah, I kind of, toward the end of the game, it seems like they kind of cap. Or I've somehow just managed to slip really ahead in the levels. Been enjoying using the SID and learning lots of new ideas with it, Sparrow says. Maybe it's time for a new tool chain. I mean, sometimes you need to step away from a thing and reset, like, you know, so you can reset your mind, and you can see it in a fresh way when you come back. Just keep using the same thing, you just keep seeing the same aspects of it, typically. I always feel like it'd be better with drum programming, Sparrow says. You even if I have been very surprised with what I managed to get with this E64. I mean, I expect you would hope that with whatever tool you get, you would hope that it would be something that would take you a very long time to exhaust all the possibilities of, right? You wouldn't want to get a new tool and within like a year, just a year or two, think, well, I've done absolutely everything that can be done with this. So, you know, like feeling that, you know, knowing that you can improve just, you know, means that you've got more potential ahead of you. I bet I haven't even scratched the surface right on. Just slogging through a bunch of copy-paste enemies at the moment. I think I've got an idea. I'll be demaking an existing track, but I think I could learn a lot of new techniques. Well, I don't think I've ever come across a place where I can fall off something like that. Palms for your endeavors, Cal says. Isn't it great when enemies get tons of critical hits and then your character ends up missing? The greatest feeling. The greatest feeling. Oh hey, we have another raid. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to pronounce it Toki or Tokai, but welcome in. I'm gonna guess Toki. And correct me if I'm wrong, please. Pleasure to have you here. Thank you for the raid. Very kind of you to drop by and to bring your friends. Welcome into all of your friends as well. Let's see what we've got here. Ragnar the Red Gyarados. Nice. Welcome in. Hey, speaking of Gyarados, I've got a friend of yours hanging out with me. welcome in. Towley, good to see you again. Thank you for coming along. I'm gonna get this one wrong. Lilariuson, welcome in. I'm probably gonna need help with the pronunciation there. Apologies. Rose Shark, welcome in. That Yogi, welcome in. What were you up to, my friends? What were you doing? Tell us all about your stream, please. What were you doing and how did it go? Playing Breath of the Wild, it looks like. I'm gonna click through here and check out your page. Toki, I like playing video games. I love it. Short, sweet, to the point. Let me give you a follow. And see what other kinds of things are going on here. Was Breath of the Wild, is it a first playthrough? Or are you just sort of reliving it in anticipation of the sequel? Wow, I see Mega Man. NES Mega Man games. I like those. The Wind Waker. Good stuff. Yeah, Magikarp. I come bearing Raiders. Oh, Tally recommended us. Well, thank you, Tally. Very much appreciate that. Birthday raid. It's your birthday, Toki? Happy birthday. Congratulations on another successful mission around the sun. Toki plays a bit of everything badly. I can certainly relate to that. 100% I know what that's like. So we're playing Mystic Quest on the Super Nintendo. The first playthrough of this one for me. Been going through it for a while now. We're pretty far along. I think we're actually close to approaching the end game. I think this is probably like the next to last thing you do before the end. Would be my prediction. It's been a really good time. It was described to me as sort of a beginner's entry level JRPG, and I mean it certainly does seem to be that. It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. I do blunder and make some pretty colossal mistakes from time to time, though. It's got really nice sprite work. Like the enemies are all like big and detailed, and they've usually got multiple phases of damage as you go through the battle, which is kind of fun. And the music is amazing, so it's definitely worth playing, even if you're more proficient at these types of games. I think there's something to get out of this one. You just have to go in expecting that there's not a whole lot of challenge and not a whole lot of like mental engagement. No problem. Thank you, Tally. Cow says, I was gonna say, if that's the case, then everyone should feel right at home here. Yeah. I dream of playing games well someday, but in the meantime, we'll struggle through them like we do. So, again, for everyone who's just come in, thank you very much for checking out the stream. I hope that you enjoy your time with us tonight. I'm Frownie, of course. I stream several nights a week, usually on weeknights. We start up around 11 p.m. Central Time and go until question marks. Usually about 5 to 7 hours. Kind of a wide window, but that's usually what it is. I'm overwhelmingly a retro kind of guy. I play newer things on the Switch, mostly things that are kind of indie or retro in their sensibility, but I do play newer things on the Switch from time to time. Overwhelmingly, it's older games that you'll find here, though. That's the kind of stuff I really love. I prioritize very extremely strictly blind playthroughs of games. For first playthroughs and challenge runs, I usually want to approach everything in a way where I never do any research. I try to never ask for help or advice. I do have to break sometimes and do it, but I try very hard never to have any sort of outside help or advice as I struggle through. So I'm frequently confused and suffering. But I find that if you attack games the way that I do, it opens up a lot of doors for, like, really surprising and wonderful things to happen. So it's usually sometimes worth it. I really like brutally hard, like, platformer type games, mostly. Like Contra, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Castlevania. I gravitate toward those kind of things, but I do a bit of everything. But those are sort of my favorite types of games. And I really like trash games. I play a lot of jank, broken trash. Plug-and-play games, licensed games. I really love trying to go through those kind of things. And I mean, like, really trying to go through and get to the credits. And if the game is really terrible, then I might just 100% it even. We love Super Ghouls and Ghost. Is that Dignan? Welcome in. I'm glad to hear it. Super Ghouls and Ghosts is my favorite game. It's my number one all-time favorite game. I was kind of hoping to play it tonight, in fact, but Mystic Quest is kind of dominated. I don't think I'm gonna have time for a run at it tonight. But it shows up here a lot. It's one of the few games that I've actually beaten it deathless a couple times. Really challenging grind to get there with that one, but I love it. It's a fantastic game. I do love me some jank, Ragnar says. Wonderful. Yeah, what I try to do, I'm trying to build up a larger collection of plug-and-play games, especially the ones that have, like, several, like, that basically have an anthology or a collection of games built into them. I've been working on one called 50 Video Games Included by Dream Gear, and it's pretty magical. So I go through those, and sometimes I like to do little mini marathons. If I can find like a series of licensed games that I can get my hands on, then I kind of like working through like a big chunk of the same type of trash. So, like, we've done little mini marathons of, like, E.T. games, Powerpuff Girls games. Most recent was Tasmanian Devil. Those are pretty rough, some of those titles. Uh, was that you that was playing the Lion King a while ago? I did, Tally. That was me. We did the Lion King on the Super NES, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think 2 weeks ago. I played through that one for the first time. That game is, that game's pretty tough. We made it through. I had my doubts there for a while, especially on, believe it or not, especially on stage 2. Oh, if you haven't played The Lion King on the Super NES, it's really hard, and stage 2 is really jank. Thank you for the follows, by the way, Ragnar and Dignan. Thank you very much for coming on board with us. I certainly appreciate that. That game is legendary in the tough and jank categories. Yeah, it was pretty rough. It was, I had my doubts. I had my doubts that we were gonna make it through in places, but we did. I guess I've got to beat it. We only beat it on normal though. I guess if I really want to conquer it, I've got to do it on hard mode someday. But so maybe we'll play it again even. But I'm not eager to get back to it. I was planning, so I'm planning to have Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the stream fairly frequently in the upcoming weeks, because I want to see if I can pull off another challenge run of Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I've done it deathless twice, and so what I would really like to do is to do a 100% run of the game and still pull it off deathless. So all money bags, all treasure chests, and all item drops mandatory for collection is, I think, what I'm defining as 100% for the game. And I've beaten the game like that, but it with tons of continues. Because the thing about that, if you mandate every weapon drop, you end up in some really nasty situations with some really terrible weapons. So it is a way harder way to play the game. And I can beat it under those circumstances. But to beat it well is a completely different question. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna be making several attempts at that pretty soon here, and if the runs, if the runs look better, if it looks like, if I do it a few times and it looks like I'm improving, then we're gonna stick with it and go on the grind for that challenge. But I'm still feeling it out at this point. I'm pretty sure I've only beaten it once, and that was enough for me. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Beating it once, just beating that game once is tremendously admirable. It is a nightmare of a game. definitely lives up to its reputation. I'm not I'm not good at it by any natural skill or talent either. I've just spent an obscene amount of time playing it. My strategy, so here's my secret. If you want to do challenge runs of video games, you can follow my strategy where you just play it so many times. There are only so many ways to fail a challenge. So if you just keep playing it over and over and over and over again, you will eventually, through random chance, exhaust every possible way to fail, and you will accidentally succeed. That's my method. That's my method. I just got an email from my internet company, Angela says, saying they fixed my internet service. I appreciate the email. I never would have known that they'd fixed my internet if they hadn't sent that email. Oh, he doesn't have any healing. I watched someone do an upside-down controller challenge on it. It was bananas. Dying every 30 seconds, pretty much. It's probably about what it would look like for me. I hate to head out when we have so many new friends with us, Cal says, but it is bedtime for me. No worries, Cows. I certainly appreciate you being here. I hope that you sleep well and have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully, I'll see you on Monday, if not before. Until then, be well, my friend. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. And be well. Is that Konami YY World? Welcome in. Great to have you here, Konami. Thank you for joining us. And how's it going? It's going pretty well. Just enjoying some Mystic Quest on the Super Nintendo. It's kind of a a low engagement sort of game. We spend a lot of time flying through this one kind of on autopilot. I enjoy the game, but it's not really about the challenge of the game, but more about just sort of passively enjoying the ambiance of the game, the art and the music and the world. Hopefully you're having a fantastic night tonight, Konami. Or perhaps day, depending on which direction your part of the Earth is currently facing. Angela says what was even funnier is earlier I got an email saying my internet service is down, which is really useful when you have no internet connection to read the email. pressed the wrong button. I mean, it's fine that we fell down here. I'm playing through. I'm trying to do a really thorough playthrough. So like, I do want to try and defeat every enemy on the overworld. Try to open every chest. You know, we're going for that 100%. I don't want there to be any part of the game I didn't experience. You know, if I, or at least no part of it that I chose not to experience. Undoubtedly, you know, I'll overlook or miss something, but it's not, none of it, it's never going to be on purpose. There's a whole world of stuff over there on the other side, in fact. That room in the middle of this area was bigger than I thought it was. Heal potion, explosives, all very good. Oh. If you fell in here from the ceiling, you're supposed to be able to push these barrels so you can escape, and you don't have to use this door, so you don't have to fight the guy that was blocking the door. That's why the barrels are here. What is that on the ground over there? It was a trap. I knew it was something. It looked like someone had stepped on a spider over there. just a dark smudge on the floor. Wow, I need to heal. Fortunately, they didn't ruin me. And you know what? We should go ahead and save, too. It's been about an hour since the last save, just over. You can kind of tell there are two types of treasure chests. that you come across in the game, so you can kind of tell the quality of the item you're coming up based on the style of chest. So like, even though this one was very guarded, it's just a regular chest, so it just has a not super thrilling item inside. I know we're trying to get to the center spot here, or at least that's, you know, my suspicion. But I'd like to just go ahead and get everyone else cleared out first. That was an ugly battle. I did that all very poorly. Oh, we rained down some magic. Oh, we both use magic. Everybody use some magic. I'm afraid I've got to bounce too, Tally says. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Hey, thank you for being here, Tally. I certainly appreciate your company. Thank you for recommending the stream. That's very kind of you. I hope that you are well until I get to see you again. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Oh no, I keep forgetting to heal. Oh. Oh no, I clicked through the buttons too fast. So we lost. If you there are some status effects that if they happen to your character, there's no way out of them, so you just automatically lose. With our partner dead and our main character petrified, you just lose if that happens. But with this game, because this is a beginner's RPG for beginners, there's no punishment for failure. If you lose a battle, you just restart the battle like nothing ever happened. I don't even think you lose any money or anything. Game takes it very, very easy on you. I think we're ready to head toward the final stretch of this ship. We've cleared out pretty much, I think, everything except for, yeah, what's left on the critical path. Could we fall down here? No, I was wrong. Oh, no. That was my one big idea. Now I'm gonna have to wander around a little bit and see, like, what's really up. How do I get to that middle area? Oh, nope, nope, that goes up. I stumbled into a puzzle much more challenging than I was expecting. Okay, that stairwell goes... Both of these stairwells go down, so... That'd be somewhere I can use a bomb that I'm not seeing. Goes up. There's usually like a pretty obvious like hole in the wall though. Oh no, the beginner's RPG is too hard for me. I'm not clever enough to figure it out. Start checking everywhere for hidden walls, I suppose. We can jump over barrels. That might be a vital thing that I've overlooked. Hey, hey, my Lexi, welcome in. Welcome to Mystic Quest. You've caught me feeling a little perplexed at the moment, but cautiously optimistic that I will figure out where progress is hidden. Has the quest thus far been sufficiently mystic? Empty. It's got all the things you would expect. All the trappings you would expect of a mystic quest. We've got dragons and knights and swords and magical crystals and towers and right now, especially, I would say the game has me pretty thoroughly mystified. I've become stuck. Squaresoft truly spared no expense. I'm really unsure what it is I'm missing. I've become very thoroughly stuck. Certainly I can work this out. I was thinking maybe these barrels. Unfortunately, I pushed them up against the wall. I don't know if I can pull them back. Nope. Oh, there might be something I can climb, too. I need to watch out for that. I know where I've got to get to. I just don't know how to get there. Where do I land when I fall off here? That's no good. Whatever I do, I don't want to leave. I'll respawn all the enemies and basically undo any semblance of progress that I've made. I feel incredibly dumb. Since you're against all guides, I'm curious, Frownie, do you have any moments in games where you've legit hit a wall and have never been able to progress for years? Which of the icons do you want me to change that to? Chompy. Oh no, the command didn't work. I think it's got to be pluralized. And kind of. I mean, I didn't always play games like I do now. So, you know, like as a kid when I would play a game and I would get stuck, I would look stuff up. And now with the stream, I usually have a crowd of people just dying to tell me what to do next. So if I do get to the point of absolute hopelessness, then I can ask the chat to help me, but I try never to do that. I usually have to be stuck in an area for about 2 to 3 hours without any ideas for progress before I'll break down. So we're not anywhere near that. We're not anywhere remotely near that point. My brain hurts a little bit. Thank you, Thrifty, for the wheel. We can do that. Give it a spin and sample what it decides for me. It is the Belizean heat sauce. I feel like I've been getting this one a whole lot lately. This is the one that is labeled as 4X's, heat level 4X's. Quote, must be strong to handle this sauce. It's the bottle here. Oh my goodness. I think I've been made weaker. I think ever since we had those sunflower seeds at the top of the night, everything's been so much worse. And I've been made so much weaker. My goodness. I've only had one thing like that, and I was relieved to find out later that the game was kind of broken a bit in DK64. Oh, please don't share what it is, because I'm planning to do that game somewhere down the line. Maybe I'll get stuck in the same place, and you can laugh at me then. Excuse me. I won't. Thank you. I didn't really think you would, because you already worded it vaguely, but just to cover all of our bases. Oh. Hot sauce can be pretty rough. Lexi says, normally in that kind of situation, I play something else or sleep on it. For some reason, coming back after a break tends to fix whatever is jammed in your brain. Maybe not always viable if streaming, though. Yeah. I think that's definitely sound advice, my Lexi. Anything that lets you look at something with like a fresh set of eyes, you step away from it and forget the details so you can see what's there instead of what you know is there. Following hot sauce with coffee is like, they're not a great blend. I was like that with Mega Man X6, CJ says. I have thus far still only played Mega Man X1. I have so much more Mega Man to do. too much Mega Man, my skin is turning blue. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because I get locked in, you know. Like I was saying, where I get to where I get like tunnel vision and I can I don't actually see what's in front of me anymore. I see what my brain thinks is in front of me. And then I'm really stuck. Yeah. So because I so rarely ask for help on the stream, I can remember I can remember pretty clearly a few times where it's happened. I had to ask for help during Shadowgate 64, but there was no one could help me because no one who was watching had ever played the game before. So I ended up having to do some research for that one. I had to ask for some help during Star Tropics. I was stuck walking around for a couple hours and couldn't find there's a hidden door. I had to ask for a hint for that one. I got stuck on the Klingerwinger and asked for advice and then didn't take it. Hey, I figured it out. You can climb this. Hey, that's pretty wild. Right on. Mystery solved, playthrough saved. See, I didn't give up. I mean, not that we were struggling for very long, but I didn't give up. I found it, and now I feel proud of myself. Pat myself on the back. Spriven, welcome in. This game has a banger soundtrack. It sure does. It sure does. Wasn't a walkthrough, but I remember I was playing Darksiders. There's a minor puzzle. You have to line up these beams with these mirrors. I couldn't find the fifth mirror. I tossed my controller down in some frustration, and it accidentally panned the camera up, and guess what? There was the fifth mirror. Beautiful. The magic of gaming. I got stuck for like 2 hours one night in Crystallis on the NES because I didn't know that your character could jump. I got to a part where jumping was mandatory, and I didn't know. It took me like 2 hours to figure out how to jump. Crystallis. I liked Crystallis for the most part. I thought it was a really fun game. There's only even the thing about not knowing how to jump, that like I don't consider that a bad thing. That's on me because I didn't read the directions, so I'm not gonna hold the game responsible. But the only thing I didn't like about Crystallis, this might be a minor spoiler for people that haven't played it. So if you want to, like, you know, turn your volume down for like 20 seconds. The only thing I didn't like about Crystallis was there are certain bosses that you have to be a particular level when you get to them, or you can't damage them at all. And so you can't, like, chip away at them. You can't show up under-leveled and chip away at them. You have to go off and level grind somewhere, and there's no indication in the game. So, I don't really like that mechanic. That's really the only thing that I remember about the game that I remember that I disliked. I didn't know you're supposed to attack the fake decoy when I decided to monkey around in annoyance. I'm just gonna stab her. It's like, oh, you're supposed to do that to reveal the boss. I remember that part. I don't remember figuring out that part. So I don't remember how much trouble it gave me. I never read the manual. Bagging those there, they're actually helpful. Yeah, I'm actually a big proponent of and defender of the manual. I think the manual is a legitimate, vital, important part of any retro video game. And if you don't read the manual and then you don't know something, well, that's on you. You ignored half the game. It'd be like if you stuck a bunch of post-it notes all over your TV screen and then complained at the game for not showing you something. It's like, well, you did it to yourself. That's the way retro games work. But also, at the same time, I refuse to read manuals because I'm too scared of spoilers. Yeah, I don't read the manuals. But I don't think that's the yeah. Well, see, that's the thing where you like I know not reading the manual is part of my approach. But it's not out of laziness. And I will look at the manual sometimes if I get tremendously stuck. I will resort to the manual, but I try not to ever use it. But it's not because I have anything against the manual. I actually love and respect the manual, but I don't like spoilers. If you didn't grow up with retro games, you wouldn't know to look. Yeah, if you're unfamiliar with retro games, that is something you do have to learn. Usually manuals are good about not giving spoilers. We have a different, well, it depends. So like Super Ghouls and Ghosts, that manual, it tells you about all the weapons that are in the game. It tells you, you know, about the levels that are in the game. I consider those things spoilers. There was a trap door under that boss, under that enemy. Knowledge is power, just like Mortal Kombat always said. Believe me, I value knowledge, but I want to obtain all of my knowledge the hard way. I value first-hand experience. I don't want to read a book about a foreign country and look at pictures of their food. I want to go there and I want to eat it. Back then you had the Nintendo Power hotline. Kids, ask your parents' permission first. Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. And I don't, you know, if people are free to like I know that my definition of spoilers is strict and weird. I'm not saying that my definition is right. I purposely have a weird definition because of what I like to do on the stream. Which is never know what I'm doing. So yeah, I wouldn't try to convince people that my definition is the true one. Mine is wrong. In almost every context, but here for this stream, yeah, I'm very bizarre. We made it through. Isn't that my captain hat? Kaylee asked us to give it to you. Are you okay? Dad, I was worried about you. You look awful. I'm okay. I have some bad news. The Dark King prophecy. Dad, tell us about the prophecy later. Let's cure your wounds in Windia first. But I'm okay. I guess I haven't recovered from that fall off the bridge. Ruben, let's go to Windia and put you to bed. Hey, it warped us out of there. Uh-oh. Oh, it's okay. Is it? There you are. I don't know who this is. Spencer. Phoebe's been looking for you. I met her at the end in Windia, and now she wants to see you. We're done here. Let's go. Right. See you again, kid. What? I like the music. Ruby's crest is buried in Spencer's place. If we had it, we could reach the ship dock from here. Already got it. I didn't do what you did in the ship dungeon the first time you played. Oh, I learned something nasty earlier tonight. I lost a battle, and the thing was, I went into the battle. I didn't heal before the battle, and before I went into the battle, so I started it in a very poor position, and so of course I lost. And then it asked you, give up, yes or no, and I said no, and it restarted the battle, but it restarted me with no health. So I was like, oh, this is hopeless. So then so I died, and it said give up, and I was like, well, if I pick yes, does that mean I get to run away from the battle? I picked yes, and yes takes you back to your last save, which for me had been an hour ago. A mistake you did as a kid? Okay, sure. Yeah, CJ, you can share that with me. Ruben's hurt. First time I played this, I had to redo the dungeon because I didn't talk to Kaylee first to get the hat. The captain doesn't recognize you and makes you get the hat. Oh, I see. I got lucky then. I got lucky. The only reason I even talked to Kaylee was because I made a mistake in the... I forgot that you can walk through the water. So I got stuck. I couldn't figure out how to get to the ship. And so I went back and talked to the characters because I was stuck. And then I remembered, oh yeah, you can walk through the water a little bit later on. So I got really lucky because I would have done the same thing. Oh, that's bad. I'm surprised you made it here with such a bad wound. Off to bed with you. Frown, you need to hear Mac's news. You're not going to like it. Phoebe joined. Alright. Well, I think we're going to wrap things up here for tonight, my friends. That's true, you get extra XP every time you repeat something. I think we're going to heal, I think we're going to save, and I think we're going to call it a night. Yeah, I'm kind of out of time. It's been a good night, though. We made a ton of progress. And I think next time we play this, maybe... Feels like we might be heading toward the end of the game. I can't say for sure, but it certainly seems like that. So we may be wrapping things up here pretty soon with this one. We'll play it again next week. It'll be on the schedule in the Discord probably Tuesday is when I guess we're going to play it, but I can't tell you for sure this far out. The stream tomorrow night is put a question mark on your schedule. There may not be a stream tomorrow night. There usually would be a Friday one. But I've got a lot of things going on tomorrow. And I may not have the time or energy to make it happen, so I would say don't cancel any other plans hoping that there's going to be a stream, because it may not be possible. If we do stream, I'll probably play Haunted Castle and or Super Ghouls and Ghosts, working on those challenges that we've been working on. Just, I'm at the very beginning of each of them, kind of, so it's just casual practice, more or less, in both games. But we'll play one or the other. More likely... It's more likely that we'll do Super Ghouls and Ghosts than Haunted Castle, but... both are kind of possibilities. Well, I was gonna raid one channel and they ended stream. That was unfortunate. Well, I think rather than look for something else, I think we'll just call it a night, my friends. I don't usually like to wrap up without a raid, but I really do need to head out sooner rather than later, so that's what we're going to do tonight. We're just going to say goodnight. Thank you very much for being here. Hopefully I'll get to see you tomorrow. If there is a stream, it'll start between 11 and midnight Central Time, somewhere in that window. I'll try to let you know, though, in the evening or early night in the Discord whether or not it's going to happen. If not, I'll be back next week. We'll be playing more Haunted Castle, probably more Kirby. We're going to play a lot of Contra next week. Maybe some Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and hopefully we're going to be starting up Air Fortress as well on the NES. I'm planning to do a playthrough of that. So I should be... It's a lot of games. A lot of games coming up in the near future. But those are some of the things to expect for next week. Good night, Frownie. Good night, Angelus. Good progress. Thanks for the stream. Thank you, CJ. Thank you for being here with us and sharing the time. Everybody, thank you so much for being here, for lurking, for chatting. It's been wonderful. Have a great rest of your night. If I don't see you, a wonderful weekend. And hopefully we will share some time again together in the near future. That's it for tonight, though. It's time to head out, everybody. Let's go on an adventure.